smart. Mickey Rooney's on his seventh wife. How can I live such a boring life? Good night, Bobby. Play that song again. It's just like real life, just like real life. See me, call me, raise me to my feet. Love me, feed me, save me from defeat. This is not a game, this is real life. This is not a movie or a play.
Hey guys, Pastor Randy Simmons, and yes, here is another back in the day video. This one we're going to be kind of looking at some more unusual music. We've discussed this before. We've talked about how the Christian music scene kind of took the same road as the secular music scene. Groups begin to venture out, they begin to experiment. There is, as a musician and songwriter, I see nothing wrong with experimentation. It took me a long time. I'd written a song, and when I first began playing it, it was more the way I'd always done it. And I began to look at the lyrics, and I saw that the lyrics had a very, almost a bluegrass feel. And I am not a person that was ever into country music. I listened to one or two songs and one or two artists, and that was about it. I will admit that I did, what was the name of that group? I can't remember. They did the song about, maybe my wife can help me. They did the song about the cattails. Anyway, let's get on with this. The group, I kind of liked them. They were okay. Not really my style. Bluegrass, however, I had appreciation for it as a musician, as a guitar player. I mean, I could really acknowledge the skill. However, one of my stories goes this way. I was sitting with a group of musicians that were really into country and bluegrass. And they began to play, and I picked up my guitar, and they were like, "Oh, son, you'll never be able to keep up with us." And I listened to it for a few minutes, and I was like, CGF. That was it. CGD. It was 3 chords, picked it up just like this. So I have no problem with experimentation. Some of my favorite bands, Res Band, they experimented. Even some of the other bands I've heard, Skillet, and some of them have experimented with unique sounds. So these groups are groups that experimented. Some of them were ahead of their time. Some of them lasted. Some faded by the wayside. Let me get to my notes here. As we discussed earlier, Christian rock groups incorporated metal, melodic metal, orchestration, harmonies, and more. Musicians within Christian music, namely hard rock, metal, and melodic metal, have changed and matured. Some of these bands that I will mention today began this process way ahead of their time. Some remained. Sadly, many fell by the wayside. I wanted to introduce to you some current musicians and some from years gone by. Over my lifetime, I've experimented with many different styles of listing music. And then what I'm saying is I have experimented on what I listen to. I've tried different bands and tried different sounds. I guess this was because of my interest in more alternative music, musicians that didn't fit into a box of their own, or it didn't fit into the box of a certain style. Bands like Lynyrd Skynyrd in Kansas that couldn't be pressed into one style. They were their own style. They had their own unique sound. Chicago is another group. These bands fit into that category of the also-rans. They have their own sound, their own style. They may tap into other styles, but for the most part, they are completely unique. So we're going to start. Theocracy, they are a band. My wife and I picked up on them, it was about 4 or 5 years ago when we first began listening to Theocracy. Something like that. Yeah, I think it was something like that. Theocracy is an American Christian progressive power metal band. Big, that's a mouthful. Founded in 2002 by Matt Smith of Athens, Georgia. They have released 5 albums and multiple Christmas singles. Theocracy started, and this will blow your mind, they started as a one-man project with all the instruments and vocals on the debut album Theocracy performed by Matt Smith. As one man, he did every one of the instrumentations. He performed all the vocals. I mean, that really says something about his musical talent. Live performances from the show of the songs The Serpent's Kiss and Mountain were included on the Progressive Power Progressive Power 7 DVD. The band's self-titled album was released on January 1st, 2003. All instruments were played by Matt Smith. The album had been out of print for several years, but the fans asked for it to be reissued. I mean, that really says something about the quality of the music. In order to improve upon the drum machine and amateur production of the original release, without losing the charm of the recordings, the drummer, Sean Benson, recorded drums on all tracks, while nothing else was re-recorded. They still put out their music. They're still doing music today. In fact, one of the newest albums, which is called Mosaic, has some incredible music. So let's go to our next group, Idle Cure. Now, Idle Cure, I actually heard them for the first time, I think it was in the 1990s. They are an arena rock band from Long Beach, California. The Encyclopedia of Contemporary Christian Music calls their sound the best example of cloning a sound for the Christian markets, likening it to that of Def Leppard's Pyromania. That is quite a compliment, and any musician would say this. They targeted a youthful audience distinguished by overtly evangelical religious lyrics. CCM Magazine reported that all original members of the band had been in mainstream bands prior to the formation of Idle Cure. Their first 4 albums had been reissued as compilations. Their debut album was released in 1986 on Frontline Records, and the song, Take It, became a #1 ballad on Christian rock radio. By 1990, they were dominating rock radio with the song Pray, spending the entire year as the #1 rock song on Christian charts. Idle Cure released 5 studio albums during their initial run. The band initially split up in '94, however, they reunited in 2015, continuing to exist as a band and maintain a loyal fan base. Even though they never did major tours, their radio success built a dedicated fan base. The band's members also came from mainstream music backgrounds, as we already said, and some of their albums have since been reissued as compilations. Now I'm going to mention a band. This is a band that I think they were way ahead of their time. And this is a group called Prodigal. Prodigal was a contemporary Christian music group from Cincinnati that released 3 albums in 1980. The group's sound ranged from radio-friendly pop to keyboard-driven new wave to pop country. Wow. The group members were keyboardist Lloyd Boldman, drummer Dave Workman, guitarist Rick Fields, and bassist Mike Wilson. Boldman, Workman, and Fields would trade off lead vocals depending on the track. Just Like Real Life was the group's third and final album, appearing in 1985. The Christian Music Archive said, "This is an excellent album by one of the early new wave rock hybrid bands of the early to mid 80s, using equal parts keyboards and rock guitar. Sadly, the band didn't get the recognition they so richly deserved." I agree, as this was a cut above most Christian albums of the time, with instantly memorable songs and lyrics so intelligently written as to be in a class of their own. Prodigal had success on Christian radio with the songs "Invisible Man" from Prodigal, the #1 single, "Scene of the Crime," and "Emerald City" from their album Electric Eye, and "Jump Cut" from their album Just Like Real Life. The band also created a number of promotional music videos for Electric Eye and Just Like Real Life. The Encyclopedia of Contemporary Christian Music, another good source here, Prodigal was in tune with the sounds and spirits of the early 80s, while writing songs that expanded the boundaries of the worship and evangelism fair that typified contemporary Christian music of the time. Then we're going to go to an older band. This is a band from the 70s during the Jesus Revolution. And this was a group called Fireworks. Now, I would highly recommend be careful what you bring up, because just like Prodigal and Fireworks, both of them, there are some secular bands out there that are by no means even close to Christian music, rock music. The Christian group Fireworks was a history rooted in the Jesus Revolution of the late 1970s, formed in Nashville. Initially, the group consisted of Marty McCall, Gary Pig, and Gwen Moore, who were background vocalists for various artists like B.J. Thomas and Amy Grant. If you're as old as I am, you know who those guys are. They were invited to form a group by producer Chris Christian to fill a void left by another band, and the name Fireworks was chosen, possibly referencing works that passed through the fire, according to the back of their debut album. The band eventually released an album under the name Marty McCall and Fireworks, considered more of a solo project. Fireworks was one of many artists active during the Jesus Revolution era, a period of significant growth for Christian music. A while ago, I reviewed, and this is from an article, I reviewed a Fireworks album, and I was whining how easy listening it was. Marty was sure on his game this day. Recorded live at the Lord's Chapel in Nashville, this one took me totally by surprise. I must admit I have a whole new opinion of Fireworks now, and I will definitely be enjoying this album in the future. Now, I had never heard of Fireworks. I'll tell you straight up, I'd never heard of Fireworks. And actually, it was my brother, just 4 years older than me. He mentioned the group, just in passing. He said, you should try it, check them out, see what you think. And I did. And I will admit, I liked their music. They actually have a song. I can't remember which album it was on, but they had a song called, it was all from the perspective of the woman caught in adultery. And it says, "Him who's without sin, cast the first stone in." And that song hit me. I'm telling you, man, it really knocked me off my feet. But these are bands that, like I said, they were, in their own way, they were ahead of their time. Fireworks stepped in, as I read when I was reading that elements from the articles. They stepped in because Chris Christian, who is a producer and a musician, asked them to step in to fill a gap of another band. They stepped in, they formed a band, and they put out some incredible music. Prodigal, same thing. They're not stepped in to fill a gap. Prodigal was ahead of their time. Sadly, as in many cases, the record label had some preconceived idea on what the fans wanted. And the lead singer for Prodigal was a big man like me. He was a big man and he had issues with his weight. I will admit that he did. And where they could have approached it just in a gentle, loving way to help him get himself healthy, instead they attacked him. And they told him either lose the weight or they're going to cancel their contract. And they ended up canceling the contract. That's why Prodigal only put out 3 albums. They could have put out more. And I'm positive that if they were still out today, they would be leaving some of the new bands that are out there, leaving them in the dust because of the quality of their music. They experimented with different sounds and different approaches. And in fact, one song that I was listening to just a few minutes ago, one song from their Electric Eye album actually has, they have music, they have singing, but they also have spoken poetry. And that's part of the song. Who would have thought of that back then? No one did. So I'm leaving them with you. I want you to check them out. Tell me what you think. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember to put comments down. Give me your opinions on the music. Hey, tell me you don't like it. Tell me you don't like these songs. Whatever you want to do, just give me your opinion. I want to get some feedback. Okay? Pastor Simmons, I love you guys. Remember, as I'm always telling you, keep up the fight.
Sometimes I feel like I just don't belong here. Like a shadow cast from a time long past, time swallowed up and dissipating. I feel so out of phase and so invisible. It's disorienting, alienating. Little stranger, welcome to the world.
do. Every time I ask, every time I need some direction, you say, get down on your knees and pray for the heart of man, pray for his open hand. Wow, just a little bit harder. Pray that you'll always be a light the world can see. Wow,
Things didn't turn out quite the way I planned them. I find myself sitting here, broken in my rebellion. I've walked away from a place where I was loved. I've walked away to do all that I want. I'm not worthy sun again. I have brought shame and disgrace in my sin. I will arise and return to my home. I will arise, no longer be his son. Who do I see running to meet me on this road? With joy and tears, he takes me in his loving arms. Who do I hear crying? My child has come back home. He is alive, prepare a feast. My child has come back home. I'm just a prodigal. At me, the memory of my sin. Worldliness and ridicule, they raise their head again. Still in love, he tells me despite all I have done, nothing can steal you away.